My busy day, I was to Toronto and back about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours each way, and stopped and had a visit with a friend in Pickering. And you know what? Whenever I have a day like this where I just have to cancel everything else, don't know how the day is going to go. Hopefully the doctor remembers it's my appointment today because I see him. This is the first time in probably 5 years because of COVID. And so sometimes you just have to say, okay, you know what? I just have to put a line through the day and carry on. And there have been times when, yes, even me, get a little overwhelmed and slip into the, oh no, how can I do it all? When will it all come together? Ever had one of those days? I get them once in a while, but not all the time like I maybe would have. I remember when I was teaching school, which was a very long time ago. That was before the financial business, and I've been in that for 40 years. But long ago on a Sunday night, I'd be throwing up, knowing I had to have everything all sorted out and all organized for school the next day. And every Sunday night seemed to be the same thing. I'd be just so worried. And, oh man, I don't get that way too much anymore, hardly ever, but I've never forgotten the tension. And I think that's why makes me a good coach. I haven't forgotten my own journey. Thank goodness. And sometimes life can get you held down and worried, and people can tell it when I'm that way as well. They might comment and say, Sandra, just breathe. I'll say, what? Yeah, they can tell. And people can tell when you're in that same situation as well. So when I think about, the today comes along like today, and you just have to remember to go with the flow. Scratch the day off your planner. It's the way it is. Now the decision has been made. That's what I'm doing. The tasks have been handled. I've either slashed through them, canceled them, postponed them, or said, I'm not doing it. Those are all the choices. There's just the doing to be done. That's the way I like to put it. Whatever I need to do. I mean, I certainly had to set the alarm, get up early and be ready and on the road before I even like to get up normally. But that's the decision making, isn't it? And when we make decisions and then just lay it out and do it and breathe, it's all fine. I find now when I've gotten myself a little over the top, breathe, ask my older, wiser self. The one that's not dead, very bright and smart, but ready, at the end of her life, and looks at you. And what would you say to me, older, wiser self? How should I handle this today? And I did it recently with something. And my older, wiser self said, Sandra, you have done really well with your life. You make such a difference in people's lives, just being who you are, having gone through the lessons that you've gone through, being willing to help people see their own lessons and work through them. You've made a difference. You don't need to worry about it. Just put one foot ahead of the other, one foot ahead of the other. Talk to one person at a time, and it'll all work out. There was advice from my older, wiser self, almost like having a chat with my mother again, reminding me, don't sweat the small stuff. And there's birth and there's death, and everything in between those two, that's the small stuff. We have to remember it. And wow, does that make a difference? That makes a difference. So how about you? That's enough about me. How about you? Do you allow yourself to simmer and worry and sit in the pot and spew and having anxiety and never be present, always feeling guilty because the next thing is on your mind or what you didn't get done is on your mind? You have to someday decide that all I've got is this breath right here, this one right here, this one. The other ones are gone. The ones that are here, they haven't happened yet and might not happen. I didn't get in an accident coming home, so here I am. Aren't you happy? I'm happy. But really, it's about making a choice. and you have to be away today. And, 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 stop it. Stop it. Breathe. Breathe here today. You can do it. You can do it. You can choose how you're going to live your life. It's Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk, here to tell you that your older, wiser self, if you'll shut up and breathe and be quiet long enough to look back, you'll start to understand what's important and how you're going to choose to live your life. You know, and you know. Yes, you do know. I am Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk. You can do it, and you know it that I can help, but you'd have to get in touch. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.